and paddling. And now I want to show you scoring and slipping real quick. Oh, because this video is getting long. Okay, so let's say you have two leather hard pieces like these two, and I've decided I want to make a pinch pot that has a little pedestal like this with a handle. Let me tell you about scoring and slipping. So if your clay is anything but wet clay, you should consider scoring and slipping when you join two pieces together. The reason is that clay wants to shrink, and if you have two pieces of clay that you just put together, they're going to shrink and fall apart. But if you score and slip, which is making scratches and then putting wetness in between, then what happens when it shrinks is it makes the joint stronger. So let me demonstrate that. So here's my two pieces that I'm going to put together. And I made a little flat spot where they go together, and I made sure that they look right before I go to join them. And now I just have a fork and I've got my slip. So I'm going to go ahead, and a fork is just a quick way to scratch, which is also known as scoring. And then I'm going to do the other part, just scratching away. You can dip the fork in the slip if you want to go a little faster. I also have just a paintbrush, nothing special, that I put in a slip on. And now you want to kind of just wiggle them together until the slip splooges out. See the splooge? Okay, now you're going to feel suction at a certain point. It's not going to want to move anymore. And that's when you need to stop. Like I said, the hardest thing with clay sometimes is to stop working on it. So set it aside, let it set up for a minute. While we're waiting for that to set up a little bit, I'm going to show you a really quick method of making a little handle. So this is just a little piece of clay, and I'm going to kind of make a snake out of it. It can, sometimes when the clay is a little firm, it can be challenging to get it to be sort of a, okay, what I'm going for here is a carrot shape, actually. That's not too lumpy, hopefully. Sometimes that's the challenge, is you'll get lumps in it. Some people spread their fingers and say to roll on a diagonal. There's all kinds of videos out there. And you guys, I encourage you to look at videos other than these, because this is just the way I do things. And then now I've got my carrot. And I think it's still a little bit big for this particular pot. I'm holding it up to the pot here. I don't know if you can see, but I still think that's a little big. I want a slightly more delicate handle. So I'm going to roll it out some more. Oh my goodness. We're at 11 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. Now I'm going to cut this. And I'm not going to use that part, but I'm going to use this part here. And now I've got this carrot shape, and I'm going to use this paddle here because I happen to have it. And just kind of flatten that out a little bit. Not too much, but now you can see it's kind of flat with rounded sides. Now I'm going to give it a little curve. I'm going to go ahead and flip this piece carefully. And now I'm going to hold up the handle and just see how I'd like it to be. And that looks about right to me. All right. So what you could do if you need to take a break at any point is this could be a good time to just put all the pieces aside in a bag and put them all together and come back to it. And let the handle firm up a little bit before you attach it so you don't lose this shape. But I'm going to go ahead. That looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it and show you how that's done so we can finish up this video. Okay, a little scratching here, little scratching here. And this top attachment is very important because when you hold up the cup, that's going to hold the weight. So now again, if you can see what I'm doing here, kind of wiggle it so that it suctions on. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach it at the bottom too. Sorry, my fingers are blocking. There, see, I scratched. Now I've got slip. And I'm gonna, again, kind of use a little wiggling motion. Little wiggling motion up here. And then, again, set this aside in some plastic. Have plenty of plastic bags. Set this aside gently. That bottom still is a little wanting to come off. And set it aside. Let it set up for a while. And that's it. I'll be back.